In their quest to find where Ravana had abducted Sita, Lord Ram, Lakshman and the entire Vanar army landed up at the southern coast of India near Rameshwaram. Now, Vanars, obviously a lot of people today in modern times equate them with monkeys, but the actual word is Van and Nar. Van, which is forests in Sanskrit, and Nar obviously is humans. Today, Nar is also looked at as a male, but the reality is that Nar is a generic word for humans. So Vanar typically means the humans who dwelled in the forests. Obviously living in the forest, adapting to that terrain, these humans or this subspecies of humans had the ability to commit or do feats that you and I would find very difficult to do. Coming back, when Lord Ram reached the ocean, the coast at Rameshwaram or Dhanushkodi today, they realized that they would need to figure out a way to cross the ocean and get to Lanka. Now, Valmiki Ramayana says that Lord Ram spent the next 3 days and nights in meditating to the god Varun, who is the god of the oceans, to make way for his army to cross over. In 3 days and 3 nights, when Varun did not answer his prayers, Lord Ram obviously was furious because he had been praying with all humility, and then he decided to attack the ocean and to completely dry it up with his arrows so his armies could cross. The Ramayana says that Lord Varun appeared before him and said that my nature does not allow me to make way for you. The oceans are constantly in movement, the oceans are constantly flowing as waves, and the oceans are home to a whole lot of species. The entire well-being of the earth depends on the oceans doing their duty, and hence I cannot make way for you. These are the words that Lord Varun spoke to Ram. What he did say is that in your army of Vanars, there is a very special Vanar whose name is Nal. Nal is the son of none other than Vishwakarma, who is the greatest architect of all times, and by virtue of being his son, Nal has got the skills to build a bridge across the oceans. What I will do is calm the oceans for the period that you need for building this bridge and ensure that you can easily build this structure to cross across to Sri Lanka or Lanka at that time. Now that is what the Valmiki Ramayana says. If you want to take the entire thing as a metaphor, what this would probably translate to is that Lord Ram spent 3 days and 3 nights in surveying the topography, seeing which is the best place from which the bridge can be constructed or the construction can commence, and how it should be constructed to get over to Lanka. Nal, who we've already seen was a master architect, was then given the task of building this bridge. Whatever the case may be, the fact remains, as we know it, that Nal then instructed this vast Vanar army, and there were over 1 million of them, to collect as many trees, stones and rocks that they could, and take vines from the trees from which they made kilometers and kilometers of ropes. All of these rocks and trees were then used for constructing this bridge from Dhanushkodi, which is in India, all the way up to Lanka. The Ramayana says that the span of the bridge was 10 yojanas across and 120 yojanas in length. Now, a yojana is a very interesting unit of measurement. So, it is a unit like today we use kilometers and meters. Back in the day in Bharat or India, we used the term yojana. Interestingly, if you spoke about the distance between two cities and you said it is 10 yojanas, typically one yojana was 12 kilometers. But if you spoke about the distance between two places within the same city and you use the term yojana, it referred to as 12 meters. So it was the same yojana, but it could be anywhere between 12 meters to 120 meters. Our assumption is that when they said 100 yojanas, they probably were referring to 120 kilometers as the distance between India and Lanka of that time. Whatever the unit of measurement be, in 5 days, this vast, massive Vanar Sena under the direction of Nal constructed this bridge that allowed Lord Ram's army to cross over to Lanka. We could say that this is all part of legend and this is all probably just a mythological story, which it very well may be. But the fact remains that if it is so strongly entrenched in our civilizational memory, if it's a tale which has been carried out for so many thousands of years, it's very possible that there could be more than a semblance of truth to it. And the facts that are emerging today coupled with the research that we are able to do thanks to the advancements that modern science has made, denotes that all of this is more likely true than not.